Hey everybody, it's Jason Blaha here, and once again it is time for my client Saif's vlog. And week started off real good with benching. We have so much in reserve. I'm going to have to just raise his training max considerably. I'm going to have to raise it considerably next block. Because again, we're coming in at 90% training max. He's getting like 9 reps with reps in reserve. So, we're at that point where the chest is coming up quick, and I have to remind people he hasn't really been benching. We've only been benching a couple months. So I've been bringing it up slow because he doesn't perform the exercise really historically for a long time. He mostly just overhead presses, but now he's like, I want to get really strong at all the big lifts. And so that's what we're doing. Just like he did in conventional deadlift. People are like, wow, his deadlift technique is clean. No, we taught him how to conventional deadlift. He didn't do conventional, he did sumo. And I'm like, no, we need to really do conventional to build you up, right? To really build what we want to build. And so that's what we're doing. And he learns very, very quickly, right? He has a what we call high kinesthetic IQ. So he's good body awareness. He learns fast. And yeah, people have noticed that. Like his form is really, really clean very, very easily, right? He learns form quickly. And, that's why I point out to people, this is why genetics matter. It's because people learn these things quicker, better body awareness, start with more muscle. He's just always been a big guy. So, again, potential to be elite. We're going to get him there. Now, the trick is with guys like him is he gets hurt a lot. And that's why he hired me. He's not been able to train continuously ever because he'll make progress for a couple months and then he gets an injury. And so now we're paying attention to those things, So, really uninterrupted training, he's never had. So it's always a few months. So his total combined training experience isn't much over a year. And I know people go, he's pretty big and strong for that. Yep. Genetics, higher body weight. And it just is what it is. So, his bench day, pretty straightforward. Right, bench days are pretty straightforward. We bench, and he does it. He prefers a closer grip. We bench. Then we do more benching. And then we do rows, and he does band press downs. And that's all we do for triceps. And I know people are like, he's got massive triceps. I'm like, yeah, he does. We do nothing but pressing and band work. Now, we messed a little earlier on with some other stuff, but his elbows get inflamed real quick because he just has big, strong triceps that grow easy. So we've got tendon work and stuff to do. And the same for him. We have a lot of stuff we have to do for hips. Things we have to watch is we have to deload him a lot. He's got a job where he's on his feet. He's losing weight right now on like 4,000 calories. So to put into context, what his day-to-day life is like, the job is physically demanding enough that at his body weight, he's eating about 4,000 calories. And we're actually getting a little leaner. Like if you go back and watch these vlogs, he noticed the same thing too. He's like looking at the vlogs, he goes, I've definitely lost body fat while we've been gaining strength and muscle. So again, we're in a real good place there. Squatting, we did real good. I think everything he got like 6 or 5 with reps in reserve. Other than the benching, we got 9. Now he was very conservative here because again he was getting some a little bit of hip inflammation and stuff, which we're adjusting around. All right, we're adjusting around. But again, this is the price we pay for the fact that he's training pretty hard. He's got a physically demanding job. Carry a lot of body weight. So we have to pay attention to those things. His squats, though, after he does that, we come over and he does high rep squats. That's actually, I think I had someone ask me, what's his squat going to look like when we lose that SSB? Well, as soon as he learns to get tight under the bar, if he wants to test his squat or mess with a straight bar, we have them available. We'll do that. All right, we can do that. I think it will definitely be higher. Most people are stronger on a straight bar than an SSB. Some are the same, but they're rare. Most people are stronger. In his case, we've got that thick legs, just good over body development. Yeah, I think he'll be stronger. Definitely be stronger. But for now, it's just easier, again, on his shoulders and everything. We use the SSB. All right, we use the SSB. And he's got a belt squat. I didn't throw the footage up in here because this vlog is going to be a little long. He's got a belt squat, the same one I have. He's got it put together. He did do a set on camera for me. We've got that. We're dropping the RDLs for that. The RDLs kind of inflame him a bit, and it's too many big, heavy movements standing. So he's got a 45-degree hyper coming, which will be here for the next vlog. So we'll see belt squats and 45-degree hyper extensions in place of these RDLs. Right? And, again, got to make it work for this person. But this extra equipment will absolutely help with all those things. Right? It's going to help. And in that way, we're putting less axial loading, because he does a lot of squatting, deadlifting, overhead pressing. Right? It's a lot of axial loading. It's going to be a lot of compressive stress. So I don't mind, if he has this other equipment, if we use all of it. I use all of it. I use these things in my own training. But he kept the RDLs light because, again, his hip is feeling a little inflamed. We just want to get some stimulation. And his back was actually getting fatigued. His back is good by the end of this week. It had fully recovered. But again, we've been pushing a lot of volume with the Romanian deadlifts while doing volume deadlifts. And it's getting to be a bit much for him. Just on the recovery end. So that's why we back these things off. We replace them. It's easier to recover from movement so that we can maintain the volume with the big exercises. And that's when it comes to a lot of those things with a lot of these big axial loading movements. It's dependent upon how much volume we're doing on the other stuff, how much you can handle. If we want to do a lot of volume on our big standing classic lifts, we can't do a lot of volume on other stuff. But we can do these other easier variations. We can do belt squats. We can do hyperextensions. All right, overhead press obviously went good for him. There's no slouch on the overhead press, as you guys can see. Kind of a strong point for him, actually. And then he does back off work. And then we do, again, rows and curls. The curl footage didn't load correctly. So I don't have his curls this week, but we've got curls in last week. And again, he just likes to do arm work. He's got big arms. And, kind of the way that we're looking at it, he's got big arms. He likes having the big arms. So we just do a little bit more just to make sure. Right? Since he's not doing pull-ups or chin-ups, the curls are more useful. When we start adding vertical pulling instead of horizontal, we don't necessarily need to worry about biceps as much. I think people will notice that with some of my lifters too. Unless they really tremendously care about biceps, we don't worry about curls. If they're doing pull-ups and chin-ups. Particularly if they're doing chin-ups, we don't need a lot of curls. But in his case, we're not strong enough to do those yet at his body weight. So, since we're doing dumbbell rows, we throw the curls in. Deadlifts, same thing, went great this week. Deadlifts went great. Got 6 reps. Again, with a ton in the tank, we're gonna have to raise these up also. All right. And his deadlift day this week was pretty simple. We just ramped to our peak set. We did 5x10 back off work. We skipped the other stuff. Now, next week, we're going to be working in, hopefully, that hyperextension. Right? We're going to work in that hyperextension on this day after the deadlifting. Finish everything off. Right? Finish everything off nicely. But yeah, I'm very happy with this training week this week. I think it was productive. It was good. And as a coach, I'm happy with it. And we didn't really beat him up doing anything. Everything was reps in reserve. All right, guys, but that's really all I have to say on that today. I hope it's been informative, and I'll talk to you guys next time.